Hello, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to another edition of On the Mic with Mike. I am your host, Mike Larkin, and joining me today is the beautiful Miss Monika Mynx, adult star. How are you, Monika?
I'm good. How are you?
I'm good. First and foremost, folks, I will say this. It has been a while because you and I have been wanting to do this for a bit and stuff has come up, but we are here. Patience is a virtue, and I got to say, it's a pleasure and a privilege. I look forward to really diving into your career because you've done a lot of great work, Monika.
Well, thank you. Yeah, I know life happens.
It does. And I got to say, with everything that's gone on in the world ever since the coronavirus, the pandemic, the quarantine, and everything trying to come back to a sense of normalcy, it's been rough for people. But I got to say, we're keeping on. We're striving through somewhat, some way.
Yes, I agree.
Alrighty. So, first and foremost, again, let's talk about the adult industry as a whole because, god dang, man, there's a lot of great talent like yourself in it. And there's a lot of great people who apply their craft and really being the work of art that they are. So, I got to ask you, Miss Monika Mynx, what really gravitated you towards the adult entertainment industry and how'd you get your foot right into the door? How'd you get started into it?
Holy moly. Uh, I don't even know where to begin. It's been so long and so on and off. I webcammed first. That's what I did. And did the phone sex and started off doing only femdom and domination at first. And it just it felt natural. It felt good. I don't know. It wasn't easy because it took months to get, a great following and making new fans and figuring my stuff out. But um I was just like bored with what I was doing in my, air quote normal life. And I'd already been on a website called FetLife. Uh, and I don't know if you know it. It's, a kinky,
Yes.
like, I say it's a kinky Facebook for people.
That's the best way to describe it. Yes.
uh, and I had been on there, shit, since I was 18. I'm 32 now. So it's been a long time. I don't know. It just felt like a natural progression of things, doing it on there in my, home life and then getting to share it with everybody online only made sense.
Oh yeah, and I look at it from a stance too, and you said it so eloquently put there. It's one of those things where you're doing something, from the kinky side of things, the domination. You're on FetLife at 18. You're 32 now. What's cool about it too is because we get to explore ourselves from teenage or youth, if you will, into adulthood. And I think a lot of us have to find that niche. And to be honest with you, camming is not easy because, like you mentioned, the growing of the following. But it takes a lot of self confidence to put yourself out there, and it shows, man. It shows you get that old swag, you get that confidence. It boosts from what you're doing, and you get to showcase yourself and really, just like I told you, apply the work of art that your body encompasses internally and externally, and it shines through on cam, and then it shines to the adult entertainment industry. So it's one avenue of endeavor after another.
Yeah, definitely.
So I also look at it from a stance too. Like again, we're talking about FetLife, we're talking about the domination and the kinky side of things. I think that's what's cool about people in general because we all have that our preferences, right? We're all very unique in our own way. That's what makes each and every being unique. It's very cool to just explore that because you never know what you're into, and a lot of people kind of are like, a little bit apprehensive about that. But I think once you open up and you expand your horizons, if you will, very cliche, but it's very fitting to the point here. So it's like once you expand and open up your horizons, like the rest is history.
Yeah, and I don't know. Another reason, like, too, I like to be paid attention to. I like the spotlight, so it it felt good in the beginning for sure, and it still feels good now to be remembered because I have taken like 2 or 3 years break, and so it's nice to still have my fans and have people like you love my work.
I look at it from a stance too. A lot of us sometimes need that break for our mental health and our overall stability. So I don't blame you. But I also look at it from a stance too. I mean, you're talking about you take that 2 to 3 year break off, right? And people like myself love your work, and you have your fans, Miss Monika Mynx. But I think what a lot of people can do and look at is if you're not familiar with you, the positive is people can go and look, hey, this is what I like. They gravitate towards your work and they just want to keep coming for more, pun intended, not really, but there you go. So it's one of those things where, again, you open up a lot of people to your content. And in today's social media age and the technological age and everything's right at their fingertips, it's so easy to be accessible to your content.
Oh my gosh, it's so different with OnlyFans and all this stuff out there now compared to where it was. I think it was like 2015 or 14 or something like that when I signed up for my Night Flirt and StreamMate. Like, Twitter was slow. I don't know how to use Reddit. There wasn't OnlyFans. There wasn't Discord. So it's so different now. Everything is sexting and the Sex Panther, and there's so many more avenues now. It's just a little overwhelming sometimes.
Hey,
But
I understand.
easily accessible.
I get it. I totally get it, Monica. And I look at it from a stance too. Like I was the kid, like again, like the first ever, I'll say, adult film that I ever saw was there was a website called girlshuntinggirls.com, and it was just be girls picking up girls in the van, and then that would lead to either a girl on girl scene or a girl on girl on girl scene. So that's what we had back in the day, just the usage of the internet. And now we have like, there's X videos, there's Pornhub, there's X Hamster, RedTube. Like there's those sites that have them in full. But it's like I come from a day and age where it's like, you go to the website and hey, if you want, here's a preview. If you want more, buy it, But we've come so far. It's like we don't want to buy stuff anymore. Let's just get a stream. You know what I'm saying? So we see the times change in that front too.
Yeah.
I mean, it can be overwhelming too, but I look at it from a stance too. It's a lot of accessibility, like we mentioned earlier, but it's just like at the same time, I understand because, you see the night flight commercials at like 12, 1 o'clock, 2 o'clock in the morning. For those that see that, it's the girl, call me, text me, like that stuff. But that stuff exists because it's marketability for people like late nights. You know what I'm saying? It's that late night seduction, if you will, Monica. All right. Don't have me purr, man. It's not good. I'll leave the purring up to you. That was nice. I like that.
Oh man.
Yes. But that's the thing too that makes really what the adult entertainment industry is great. And I gotta say, for you, it's not just in front of the camera. I think behind the camera, people don't realize the overall work that goes into a scene. And it showcases in your work because, again, being the pro that you are, and it really showcases and shines through whatever scene that you do to make that scene what it is. So I got to give you much love and respect on that because, again, it shines through in your work.
Oh, thank you. Yeah, it takes a lot. And then I get asked all the time, so are you going to come back? Are you going to webcam again? Are you going to make more videos? Are you going to try to get on, the major websites? And I'm like, well, it takes a lot more than being cute and being charming.
And that's the thing too, because I look at it from a stance like, man, there's so many different categories in the adult entertainment industry, and we were talking about people's uniqueness and preferences, right? Like,
Yeah.
I'll be honest with you, I'll say right now, when it comes to the BBW scene, and I include you because you have that voluptuosity factor. Yes, people, there's a word I've used on this show. It's the voluptuosity factor, and it does show. You're a lovely human being and a beautiful person, Monica. So again, much love and respect there. But god dang, man, there's so many different categories, and there's so many different things. Like when it comes to the BBW front, there's the voluptuosity factor, like I mentioned, but it's like we're attracted to that factor. And again, you showcase that factor internally and externally. I think a lot of people could see that just in general with women.
I try, and I'm considered SS BBW, so I'm supersized. I'm a whole different ball game when it comes to the size and categories and those types of things. And I feel like there's not enough for us, and I feel like the categories that are for us go more towards the fat fetish, eating fetish, and those things, which I don't mind. But I wish there was more girls my size that did hardcore. That way, it could be more mainstream or could be more popular. Or people could know more. You know what I mean? Like,
oh, I hear you. It's one of those things too where I'll be honest with you. Unfortunately, in this day and age, we see things like fat shaming and whether it be SS, BBW, BBW. I know, and it's horrible. And the problem that I have with it is, it's like, again, I come from a family where I'll be honest with you. My mother is one of my biggest influence. Same with my grandmother. So I have that respect, love, and admiration for women. And I've always said this: if my only crime in this world is my love, respect, and admiration for women, lock me up, because it's true. But it's one of those things, Monica, where we look at it from a stance too. First and foremost, supersize BBW, man. I mean, hey, McDonald's had the supersize. We had supersize me. You couldn't go wrong with some supersize. You know what I'm saying? So, hey, I got to give you again, it's the voluptuosity factor, and people showcase that with supersize. Nothing wrong with that. But yeah, I think it's one of those categories that a lot of people don't give a lot of praise to, or really don't like really acknowledge a lot, as opposed to the BBW side of things. But yeah, I agree with you. I like to see more being done to that. You know what I'm saying? Because there's a lot of great content from the SSBBW side as well.
Oh yeah, definitely.
But that's the thing too. I mean, for you, I'm going to say this right now. We were talking about your work. God dang, man, I've seen your work. I mean, there's beautiful women like Jessica Lust. There's Erin Green. Like, I've seen you do some stuff with them, and I got to say, really has great chemistry within those work, because those two ladies are fun. They're beautiful like yourself. I wanted to ask you about those ladies, because the many talents in that genre, those two just stick out, man. Just again, you have chemistry with them.
And it was easy to to have that chemistry with them. It just Jessica and I instantly became best friends. I don't know. We were just super close. It was so easy to just be around her and be her friend. And we did more than porn. You know, we took road trips to Cali. We shot. We had dinners with family. Like, it was nice. And then Erin Green too. She's so hospitable and so sweet and inviting and warm. It was just easy to have that chemistry. I love them.
I look at it from a stance as well. I think that's what makes life worth having, because not just what you do on camera, it's behind the camera. And that really makes the relationships and the hearts grow fonder, because again, it's that bond that you develop with people.
Oh yeah. That helps a lot. And you know, I always said to people too, because you're not the only one that's noticed like the chemistry with them, or even the chemistry with Christian. Like, you have to like what you're doing. You have to love it. You have to like it. If you don't, people can tell. So I don't work with a lot of people. I didn't, and I still would be a little more selective, and just because I don't know how it would portray on the screen. And Lola Lovebug was another one, and we still are super close and friends now. Like, it's just, you can't fake the funk. I can't fuck somebody that I don't like and that I'm not attracted to inside and outside.
You see, I like that. And here's where I go with this. I'll make a pop culture reference. Here's my nerdiness. Zach and Miri make a porno. Yes, I'm taking it back to 2008. I'm talking about Seth Rogen and Elizabeth Banks. For those that seen that movie, you know, they have the scenes where everybody's doing it. They're making their own porno from where they work, right? So when you get Seth Rogen and Elizabeth Banks in there, and it's just this absolute passion scene, and it's because they know each other, they're comfortable with each other, they're friends, and it showcases that bond between them. It's like that kind of stuff is what really resonates on camera.
Yeah, and you know what? There's nothing wrong either with just plain animalistic fucking, but it helps when you have that inside connection too.
Absolutely. And well, first and foremost, I mean, George Michael, I want your sex. Sex is natural. Sex is good. You know, everybody does. Everybody should. Sex is natural. Sex is fun. Sex is best when it's one-on-one. God rest his soul. But no, I also look at it from a stance too. The old saying, and it's, again, being very cliche here, but it's very apropos. Sex sells, Monica. Sex sells.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah.
And that's the thing too with Christian as well. I have to mention this because another one that really resonates, and he's been doing his thing for a long time. I think watching that scene again is one that a lot of people, I will say, if you are not familiar with Monica's work, another one that really shines through on your part.
Which one?
Well, there's a lot of them. There's the pure BBW, and there's really anything you've done with Christian. Let me rephrase. I'm glad that you point that out. Pretty much any scene with you and Christian. So yes, there's a plethora. My apologies. There you go.
You know, and he's got an interesting, what's that called? Rap in the industry, I guess. I have not experienced him in a negative way, and so that's why I like working with him. But he loves any body. He loves my body. When we had sex and did our scenes, he knew what to do, how to fuck me, how to touch me, how to kiss me, how to be passionate, because I love that kind of intimacy when I have sex with somebody, and he knows what he's doing, and it feels good. I love having scenes with him.
Hey, first and foremost, I will say this. That is I mean, perception is reality, and people are going to like you or they're going to hate you. Either way, if they're not talking about you, then you're not doing your job. But at the end of the day, like that's what's a beautiful thing about it, because I know he's done a lot of work with the tranny side of things and BBWs, what have you. He has a lot of different, accoutrements, if you will, of who he has relations with and really showcases in his films. But that's the beauty of it, because it doesn't matter your body part, doesn't matter what you look like. He'll work with you, and then you tell the story, and it encompasses on camera. That's the right mindset to have.
Yeah, and I really, like I said, I like how he's passionate. He kisses me. He makes me feel good. He touches me. I'm in my, when I have sex normally, I like the passion, even though I'm, I want to say in that sense like hedonistic and dominant. I like to be touched. I like to be explored. I like to be loved, every part of me, and he does it well. Whether
Hey,
it's with BBWs or the transsexuals or the normal sized, like you can just tell. I know I had a hotel room with somebody and we were just watching porn, and somebody's tranny porn came on, and I was like, damn, I never got to see it firsthand. And we ordered a movie and it was good, and he makes the girls feel good, and you can tell that they're not nervous and having fun and enjoying themselves. I like that.
that's what you have to do. And I think what's also great about the adult entertainment industry, like you have the BBW awards, you have the AVNs, getting to do all these different expos and, the fetish expos, and really just incorporate different types of niches, I think also helps it too as well, because it's a fun after party and you get the recognition for the overall works and scenes that a lot of you women and a lot of artists and the people who apply our craft in the industry. So that also helps the overall prestige of the adult entertainment industry.
Yeah.
Hey, and I mean, those are some fun parties, man. I mean, you get to have the after party, you get to drink, you get to have fun and really be around your peers. And again, it really does showcase, because if you've seen photos and videos and just watch that overall spectacle, I remember watching it on HBO, one of the AVNs, and it's just like, it's fun, man. It's a lot of fun.
It was fun. I only did it once. It was fun. It was exhausting. And I would do it again. But I never went to any of the after parties because I'm a grandma.
Okay, first of all, stop that, which I'm a grandma. All right, well, I'm going to say this right now. Even though, I mean, you get to dress up nice and stuff like that at the after party, I'll be honest with you, as someone who doesn't drink or do any of that, I would probably be boring at an after party. But still, at the end of the day, man, you want to talk about yourself being a grandma. But still, no, I mean, you're having fun at the end of the day. You know what I'm saying? I look at it like this: Catherine Keener and the 40-year-old virgin, friggin' Steve Carell. I'm the dude with the hot granny. So you stop that with the grandma. There's a lot of hot grannies, a lot of gilfs out.
I meant to, like, I go to bed early. I can't say.
Oh, okay, but still, at the end of the day, I was about to say, man, you do not deny the power of the guilt. But I'm right there with you, because a lot
Oh
of
no,
it,
yeah, the guilt all the way.
the guilt all the way. But no, I completely understand that, and I'll be honest with you, I bet it could be exhausting. I mean, just the overall prep that goes into it, the style and the profiling from the dress and just the actual event. I mean, it could be very exhausting.
Yeah, and hair and makeup and walking and oh, it's a lot.
But that's also kind of a plus side too, and a positive when it comes to the industry, because you get to travel to different places and meet a lot of different people. So while the travel can be exhausting, it's the grind and the overall grit and passion that we mentioned earlier that really showcases what people's works and people's drive to want to do better in said industry.
See, I'm lucky and I get to cheat because I already live in Vegas, so a lot of stuff happens here, anyways.
So you're just gonna be like, yeah, I'm that local. I'm in Las Vegas. Boom. I gotta go nowhere. I know where the spots are. See, that's like a great mentality to have. Now, I will say this as well. Like, I've seen a lot of your ManyVid stuff as well. And I think what's great with any story, whether it be in the adult entertainment industry or whatever movie or whatever you try to encompass, it's fun just because you get to show that sexy side. And I think a lot of things, taking back to popular culture, what a lot of you ladies wear, whether it be like a schoolgirl attire or what have you, there's a lot of things that men really gravitate towards. And it showcases in your work, from all the scenes that you've done on ManyVids and everything that encompass the story you're trying to tell in different fetishes and works. Like, that's what ManyVids is really great for. You get to see those samples and you get to see the full videos, and it really showcases there as well, because it's like, god dang, man, here's someone dressed like this or dressed like that. You get to play the role.
Yeah, I always tried to be a little more kind of natural, but I did have some style. I've never found a schoolgirl outfit that fit me. God dang it. I wish I could. But yeah, no, I like I did a lot of lingerie and like those really cute dresses that are. Hmm, there's a few in my money vids. There's one with Christian too, but I like that. If I could find more costumes and find more props to make different kind of porn or scenes or customs, I think that like I totally would. It's just hard when you're over a certain weight to find stuff.
First of all, I will say this. I will say I've seen a lot of the lingerie stuff. Say magnifique, my friend. Say magnifique.
Thank y'all.
You're very welcome. But no, that's well. First and foremost, I'll be honest with you. If you're talking about like we were mentioning schoolgirl outfits, and you were talking about ones that fitting you and the god dang it with the whole with the weight stuff. Here's what's cool about that, because I mean I'll say this, and this is my own opinion here. When it comes to guys, I think the top two for like fantasy as far as like wear outerwear, so to speak, it's got to be lingerie and schoolgirl are like two of the tops for us guys. You know what I'm saying? I think that's just from my experience and being around a lot of guys and stuff like that. But it's one of those things too, where like those are like two of the top grabs that really gravitates one eye towards the scene. It's the lingerie or the schoolgirls, because I mean, hey, who doesn't love them a naughty schoolgirl and a badass woman in lingerie, showcasing that empowerment and beauty?
Yes, I agree. But yeah, no, lingerie that's easier for me to find. But like cute costumes, it's harder. Definitely harder. And I don't know. When I was doing customs more often, my guys, they'll just like lingerie.
You know what it is about us guys? We're kind of like the KISS system, and for those that don't know what KISS is, it's keep it simple, stupid. So
Uh,
sometimes we just got to keep it simple.
I agree. And it just I don't know. A nice hairstyle. Well, I think about it like that. So my hair, my makeup, my red lips, or my eyes. I love my eyes. I have stunning big brown eyes, and so I play that up, and that definitely makes a difference when I can't find like other props and stuff. I will go above and beyond on everything else that I can.
Hey man, when you talk, well, that's one of the most desirable traits about a woman is the eyes, and the eyes are the window to the soul. Showing your pure soul there, Miss Monika Mynx, your beautiful and pure soul there, my friend. So yes, it fits, huh?
Eh?
So I will say this about you as well, because we are talking about the lingerie and we're talking about the overall styling and profiling. See, that's what I love about you too. You like to style, you like to profile, you like to look good. Emphasis on the good. So, and I think that's how you have to look. It encompasses the professionalism and really everything that goes into your being. And I think a lot of the younger talents and a lot of the girls that want to get into the adult industry now really need to learn about some of that stuff. I mean, I know with the online stuff, everything's about plugging in the social media, but god dang, man, it's the decorum that really showcases as well, the decorum.
Yeah, I agree with that. I think, and like I said, it's so different now. So I like I said, I've taken a break, but I keep an eye on my Twitter, and I still talk to my fans and other girls, and it's so crazy now, like how girls are doing makeup, and there's other avenues now to buy stuff like Fashion Nova and all these places where it's quick fashion, quick lingerie, quick this. It's crazy, like to have to try and keep up and compete because I don't know how to do my makeup like that. I can't fit the fast fashion, so it's been interesting in the last couple months trying to get back in, like trying to find my footing again. Because, like I said, I try to be a little more natural and easygoing and laid back, because that's how I am in my normal quote unquote vanilla life. So it's been interesting and a learning curve for sure.
I look at it from a stance too as well. I think with you, I think you'll bounce back fine because again, you have that confidence and you got that swag. So I think you'll be just fine. And again, you put in the work. But also look at it from a stance too. There's a lot of women nowadays and women like yourself who just they find themselves the beauty, the comfort, and they let themselves shine on camera. But there's a lot that does go into it, like you said, and with the addition of many vids, which again we've seen yours, and the links will be in the description below this episode, folks. And the OnlyFans that really helped us the overall engagement with the people, because we were talking about there's these streaming sites, but when you have like an environment for people to engage and want to see your different type of content and different type of what you want to put out, it really does benefit a lot because again you get to learn your fan base and you get to interact and meet a lot of great people.
Oh yeah, I know. I mean, like I've had fans find me on what is it, TikTok, and so they get to see like another real side. So that's where I like it now too a little bit, is that you know some people don't understand that we have real lives and that we have stuff going on, and so it's been nice to be like, you're on TikTok doing this stupid dance, like what? That's so cool. You're just like me. I'm like, yeah, I'm just a goober watching TikToks.
Was about to say, how addicting are these dang TikToks, man? I just started not too long ago and I caved in because I'm like, all right, it's just another social media platform. But I got to say, there is a lot of funny stuff and it does get very much addicting.
Yeah, it's taken a lot of sleep from me.
Hey, either way, what's great about it too is, I mean, we've had the Vines and we've had like Tout and all that stuff from back in the day. So
I didn't
TikTok,
even know about that stuff either.
I know that's the thing too, because I think people don't realize, like, when TikTok first came into fruition and I heard about it, and then you finally look at it, it's like, all right, it's just another version of Vine, but just amped up. If that makes sense.
Yeah, maybe I didn't know what Vine was, so I'm not 100% sure. Oh no, we're echoing.
Oh, okay. Can you hear me?
Yeah.
Okay, perfect. So echo aside there, what we were talking about was Vine, and well, Vine was like a very like brief, it was kind of like what TikTok is, but it was brief. You know, you do short videos and you get to, stuff. It was a brief, it was a thing. You know what I'm saying? Like I said, they come and go. Everything's kind of like disposable now. It's cool, and then the next week you forget about it.
Okay. Fair enough.
That's pretty much the whole gist of it. And well, that's the thing too, because every social media is coming out, it's different. I mean, back in the day, we just had the MySpace and then Facebook and then all this stuff, you know?
MySpace. Oh,
God. I did not have a MySpace, but I know a lot of friends who did have MySpace, and I didn't even want to do Facebook because here's the thing: social media is a plus because you get to promote yourself, but at the same time, it causes a lot of negativity and toxicity, and it's just like, you got to get away from it.
Oh yeah, definitely. I agree with that. Like, I don't know, back then I guess stuff and coping with that wasn't, as prevalent as it is now. So I feel like now there's a lot more tools to how, you cope with all that. And then people are more open about talking about things too now. And so, well, hey, I'm facing this toxicity from social media. I'm a little boohooey. Let me go and go to therapy or talk to somebody or post about it or post a blog or post a video. And then the outpour of support from people, now as opposed to then is crazy. Because back then, like, stuff like that was taboo. You don't talk about being boohooey or feeling a certain type of way. You just kind of shut your mouth and moved on with your life, and let it just stir up the insides.
Oh yeah, and I think it's very important to, like you were talking about with the boohooey stuff. Yes, I mean, the forefront for mental health right now is absolutely amazing because people could go out there, tell their story, and you can touch a lot of people's hearts, and you can also relate with people. I think that's cool because now you get that platform. It's like, hey, I go through that same struggle, and you get to use your platform for good and shed a positive light because you get to let people know that they're worth it. I think that really does help a lot right now because, like you mentioned, back in the day, it's taboo. You can't talk about your feelings like this. You got to suck it up and just move on. There's that mentality, but then there's also the mentality. It's like, hey, let's help these people and, do what we can to do our part as people.
And what's nice now too is that there's a lot of organizations and groups that help sex workers that are going through a lot of issues too. And I really, really love that and appreciate those organizations.
I think it goes back to also what you said, and I got to say, you segued into a great point here. So I'm glad that you brought this up because a lot of people don't realize, like, they see your persona, like Monika Mynx. I mean, adult star, doing your thing. You've done a lot of great work, and it, again, showcases in the work, but people don't realize, I'm more than just what I this adult world where I just shoot these scenes and do this work and this content. It's like I'm an actual person. Let's just not focus on, hey, here's my career. You know what I'm saying? We're all people at the end of the day. We hurt, we have feelings, we have everything, we cope with stuff. You know what I'm saying? We're all at the end of the day people.
Yeah. Yeah. No, and I've been a big person where I'm always honest with my feelings and how I feel. And if I need a break or if I can't do something, you know what, I can't. And I walk away. And if the opportunities last forever, then so be it. As long as I'm okay and I feel okay, that's what matters to me.
Agreed. And I know it's going to make a lot of people feel okay, and is that you getting back into there and doing what as only as you can do and really apply your craft. Like I said, I got a smile on my face just talking about it because I really cannot wait to see what the future holds for you, Miss Monika Mynx.
Thank you. I'm excited too. I had some conversations and some DMs with a lovely known BBW company, so I'm excited to see how that works out. It's been a long time coming,
Hey,
but it's exciting.
that's cool too as well, because there's so many BBW sites and really they cater towards the BBW SSBW, excuse me. But god dang, man, there's a lot of great content, a lot of great sites, and I really can't wait to see, again, to reiterate, what the future holds. But man, you have absolutely been killing it as well, I will say, with the many vids, with what you got coming. It's really a good time to be a fan of the adult entertainment industry, and we talked about getting back to that sense of normalcy and the hotbed that is Las Vegas. You local, I know a lot of the spots. You got it right here. You're feeling good because you're located to get to apply your craft. So, I mean, the future is only going to get brighter. And also the fact that, again, getting back to that sense of normalcy, you can go out and do what you want to do.
Yeah, I can't wait. And then I miss girls, and I miss working with people, and there's so many girls that like stem from only doing OnlyFans during the pandemic to now they're, they want to do everything full blown. And I'm excited to meet a lot of the new people too and work with them, because there's that other thing, like in the industry, when you're my size, it's harder to find people to work with you and harder to shoot. And so I'm excited now that the world's changed and everybody's more open-minded and willing, and there's new talent, and I'm really, really excited. I can't say it enough.
Hey, if for those who want to work with a great talent and a great person, overall fun, I gotta say, and there I'll reiterate that voluptuosity factor. My goodness gracious, Monika Mynx, go get you some Monika Mynx and work and check out her content, because god dang, man, it is exceptional. Like a lot of many people, and I gotta say, you're one of the good ones, man. You're one of the good and great ones in the industry. So much love and respect.
You're so sweet. Thank you. And you know what? Another thing is cool is that, I do live in Vegas and I do know the hot spots. So I'm always down before, after a scene to go have food and hang out and show you around and do stuff. Like I want friends too. And I think that and everybody in the industry should have friends in the industry. That way we know what we're going through and the struggles and then the happy times. And so I like to personalize it just a little,
Hey, man, the key to my heart is my stomach as well, too, man. Get some grub, huh? Yeah.
Yeah, same with me. I was a chef, so I'm right there.
Hey, man, you got the hot spots and you know what's up. So, I mean, if you're ever in the Las Vegas area, check out Monika Mynx. Check out everything, man. First and foremost, Vegas is a beautiful spot. I'm actually going to be in Vegas at the end of the month for Halloween. I'll be doing some ring announcing out there. But, man, Las Vegas is just beautiful. Thank you. But, yeah, Las Vegas is just beautiful. It's fun. And besides the fact that it's Sin City and you get to gamble and really just, live the nightlife, still, the Strip, everything that really encompasses Vegas is very beautiful.
Yeah, and everything's open again, and of course, you got to be safe and follow the restrictions, but it's almost back to normal. Almost.
We're getting there, slowly but surely.
Yep.
Now, a couple final things, and first and foremost, I will say this to you. It's really been a blast to touch upon a lot of great subjects and the adult entertainment industry as a whole with you. So, Monika Mynx, the Overture is here. Anytime you want to come back on the show, you're more than welcome. I really enjoyed picking your brain and having a fun conversation today.
Ooh, thank you. I would be more than happy to come back. And if you're out here, let's go have a drink if you have time.
Hey, I will say this right now. I will be in Las Vegas for LFC Lingerie Fighting Championships doing some ring announcing. So we'll see how it goes. But if not, definitely when I'm in there for a longer time, you and I will get some drinks in Vegas, love.
Yes.
So before we close this out, I love this platform. I love to do what I do and give people the platform, tell their story. So I always love asking this question, because you being a vet, a straight veteran in the game. Yes, straight vet, baby. What advice would you give to a lot of the young talents getting involved in the adult entertainment industry? Because you go from camming, you go to the adult entertainment industry, because there's a lot of people that want to pursue a career in the adult world. So I wanted to ask you, what advice would you give them in the experiences that you've had, and what would you bestow some knowledge, those pearls of wisdom, to the younger generation?
Ooh, that's a good one. So I've encountered some studios that are not studios, that are just, I don't know. That's a hard topic to say, like that they're predators or just, horny dudes that want to make videos for their own collection, which is fine. There's nothing wrong with that. But be wary, do your research. Google is your friend. There's so many websites where you can look up companies and look up people and ask the big girls in your industry. I'm open, so if you need advice or to ask about somebody, ask. I'm all for it. I'm all for being safe and being protected. Always, always, always get tested. I think the industry standard is still talent testing, and they do COVID tests now too, along with the normal panels. And you're always going to be nervous. I still get nervous. I get really, really sweaty when I'm on set, and I need the air conditioning blasting, and then that's a whole nother thing. But just enjoy it. Enjoy the moment. It doesn't last forever. And always just ask and do your research. I think that's a big thing. And then just stay safe, get tested, get, your resources together. If you have a boohooey time, go and talk to somebody. Go and make friends in the industry. Like Jessica Lust is awesome. And she helped me with a lot because she was, established too when I met her more than I was. And then Aaron Green. And, there's bashes out there where, BBW bashes, if you're a BBW coming into the industry, a lot of us hang out there and, we talk and we get along, and there's a lot out there. You just got to reach out and ask for it. That's all. Just do your research and ask. That's what I would say.
Beautifully said, and it's stuff like that that's very simplistic. And again, you hit the nail on the head. And I will say this right now: the testing with all these companies is absolutely amazing. And again, that's the thing with life, is you have to know where to go. You have to find those resources and do your research, and it really does help, and lead you to a prosperous career and a prosperous being in whatever endeavor that you do in this thing that we call life. And I will say this, as you were talking about the BBW side of things as well, just going back to that for a second, I've always said this. I think you could tell, very open-minded individual I am, and I love all women. But let me tell you something right now. BBWs will always have a special place in my heart, because I have found as a teen into my adulthood, I'm 29 now, a lot of the girls that I would go out with or who would gravitate towards me were a lot of the ones with the voluptuosity factor and a lot of the big girls. So I will say this right now: the BBWs will always have a special place in my heart, and there's a lot of beautiful women like yourself doing the things. So like I said, those really do encompass, and plus you gravitate. You got the swag about you, ladies. You got the confidence. It's like, hey, that really attracts a lot of men.
There's nothing like being with another big person, whether or not it's a male or female. But like for me, I love the curves, the softness, the plush, you poke me or hug me and I indent. Like, it just feels good and warm.
It's like Gabriel Iglesias talking about one of his relationships. Every time we hug, it was like fluffy pillows. So it's like like fluffy, yes.
Yep, it's all fluff.
That is. And I'll be saying right now, curves the word, spins the verb, man. No diggity, no doubt, like Blackstreet. They had a point there with curves the word, man, because it's the curves.
Yep, they sure did.
Oh, my goodness. Now, before we close this out as well, this is where I step back. Monika, please promote the social media, Twitter, Instagram, TikTok, whatever forms of social media. Please go right ahead. The many vids, and the links will be in the description below this show. Go ahead.
Wow. Okay. So my Twitter is, I have to open it up because I'm a goober. It's at Monika Mynx, MonikamynX. And then my OnlyFans is onlyfans.com/MonikaMynx. I've gotten MonikaMynx.manyvids.com, clipsforsale.com, and my store number is 99059. My email, if you ever want to do customs, is minxfetish@gmail.com. Yeah. The TikToki is MONIK 3 A's LV. That's me, and I just post silly stuff on there. But yeah, I'm everywhere.
Hey, the links will be in the description. You're here, you're there, you're everywhere. You're putting yourself out there, Miss Monika Mynx, so we get to know a whole lot about you. So that's a plus, and there's a whole lot to love, my friend.
Yeah, there is.
Literally and figuratively speaking, but yes, there's a whole lot of love, and nothing feels better than feeling the love. The 1, 2, 3 LOVE, love. Yes, I'm putting it out there.
All the love.
Thank you. Now, also as well, I have to ask, before we close this out, god dang, man, you've been doing your thing for a long time, doing as only as you can do. Do you have any final words for the fans that have been supporting you since day one, Monika?
Oh, I love you guys, and thank you for sticking around and, you know, understanding that, I'm in and out, and, they have been too, and it's life, and I love everybody, and I appreciate everybody, and thank you.
Beautifully said. And I will say this, my final words for this show. Guys, check out another edition of On the Mic with Mike coming very, very soon. I get to interview a lot of great people in the adult entertainment industry, music, wrestling. I love giving people the platform to tell their story. As I always say on this show, beauty, strength, and dominance, the three key elements that make women the work of art that they are. And Miss Monika Mynx, I include you in those sentiments. Thank you so much for your time.
Thank you for your time and for having me.
All right, guys, we will talk to you in the next episode. Have a great night, everyone.
Good night.